All right, so we're going to do a very short video called Did You Know? Okay, this is just kind of giving you a little extra insight onto percents, and it might even show you a little trick where you can actually wind up skipping a step, or possibly two, depending on how you do it, whenever you're actually trying to figure out your percents of numbers. So, did you know that's whenever you're dealing with a percent, like say something like 99%, and we'll make this number 1, okay? Whenever you're turning a percent into a decimal, all that you're doing is taking that decimal there and just moving it over 2 times, and that's it. Okay, so the reason why you wind up turning your percents into decimals is that's how you actually wind up dealing with them whenever you're having to multiply them, divide them, whatever. Okay, and I know you're probably like, well, we don't do that whenever we're dealing with percents of numbers. Well, actually, we kind of do. Okay, so I'm going to do an example of how we wind up turning this into this kind of in the long run. So I'm going to make sure I do a proportion setup, and I'm going to use that same information. So part, whole, percent, 100. I'm going to take, let's see, 14 is our whole, this is missing, and this is 8%. All right, so we already are kind of familiar with the whole cross multiply thing. All right, so whenever we do, we wind up getting 100x for this one. We wind up doing 14 times 99. So I'm going to do that right over here. So that's 36. That's 12. Here's our placeholder. And that's 36 again. And that's 12 again. So we add. Okay. Now this is the part where we actually wind up moving our decimal over 2 times. Here it is, whenever we're dividing by 100. And literally we just take that decimal, move it over 2 times. Boom. That's exactly the same process as what we did up here. We just did it a little bit earlier. Okay, so if you wind up doing that to your percent before you even start, okay, then it winds up being able to skip this last little step right here. Okay, so if you were to wind up doing it instead of at the beginning instead of at the end, here's what you wind up doing. Here's our proportion, and I'm just gonna quickly write it down. That's what you wind up doing, okay? So you wind up cross multiplying, okay? But here's the thing, you don't necessarily even have to write this part down. You can just kind of write x all by itself because you're already taking care of the dividing by 100 right here whenever you do this step, okay? So you wind up with this whenever you wind up doing your multiplication. And then, you know, whenever you're multiplying with decimals, you have to move however many decimals you have in your answer. So move, move, boom, there you go. So by doing one simple step in the beginning, you can save one step in the end, okay?